Hi, so happy to have you here. This is where I share my thoughts on how design changed the way I think and do, and why I think design is simply a part of life. My name is Sandy, and I'm a design mentor. A few years ago, I started to notice something very interesting. Why is it that opposite values define most things in life? Good or bad, strong or weak, abundance or scarce, win or lose, success or failure. There are many more of these pairings, and it's almost impossible to list them all. When I was a kid, I learned these words as a means of communication. For me to understand the definition and concept behind these words so I could use them correctly. But as I become older, they somehow turn into a guideline to fit in and to survive. I tend to receive praises when I've done something good, big, and popular. And I was often questioned when I did anything slow, small, and minimal. Broadly speaking, I came to understand that one side of these pairings is positive and the other side is negative. But is this true? I wonder when the positive becomes negative. Do they and can they flip-flop? Is there a gray area? Are the positive values the only ones we need to strive for? At the beginning of my career, I firmly subscribed to the idea of chasing after the positives. I wanted to do a good job. I wanted to be a great designer. I want to be a likable and positive person. I want to make a great living. I want a beautiful home. I want a polished corner office. I thought these would be proof that I've succeeded in life one day. Then something unimaginable happened. My younger sister passed away suddenly one night. I had just chatted with her the day before and was waiting for her to return my call that night. I did eventually get a call, but it was from someone who needed to share that grave news with me. Overnight, my entire world changed. I was devastated. I started to wonder what everything meant, and if anything mattered. I had so many questions, but I couldn't sit with these questions long term. Because after a few weeks of bereavement, I had to pick myself back up and go back to work. Ever since that day, everything felt just a little bit off, and I was eager to put my broken pieces back together. That was perhaps the beginning of the evolution of my personal values. I was not even 30 at that time, and I supposedly had a lifetime ahead of me. So I shifted focus back to my career to rethink some things. Instead of chasing after that corner office, I decided to focus on chasing after the projects and companies that I felt great connections with. I looked for meaningful work and thoughtful contribution. Work became the place where I gave my very best. It had also become my pathway in learning and building. Instead of the goals I had at the beginning of my career, I now wanted to just be a designer that could make a difference. A few years after this mental shift, I worked on a very special project. The original ask for this project was to design an app prototype. When our team arrived at the client site, the client's internal design team was also there. So the project was to be a collaborative one, no problem. And then we realized we were not only to leverage the internal team's expertise on the subject matter, but we were also expected to include them in every step of the design process. The hope was to potentially enable them to shape their own design process in the future. To me, this was a very interesting shift, because the success for the project suddenly wasn't just about creating a proof of concept prototype. It was about knowledge sharing as well. So how do we define success here? Completing the project on time and delivering a beautiful and usable app prototype is success to the project manager. Being able to conduct user testings and secure further fundings for the next fiscal year is success to the program manager. Participating in a full digital product design process and building new skill set is success to the internal design team. Completing the prototype on time, collaborating smoothly with another design team, and making a difference was success to me. The measurement for success was different from everyone's point of view, just like how it is in life. One of my favorite questions that Tim Ferriss asked in his early podcast episodes was, when you hear the word successful, who is the first person that comes to mind and why? It was always interesting to hear the different responses. Some guests would instinctually go straight to sharing the first name that came to their mind. Some guests would question the true definition of success and initiate a discussion. There's no right or wrong answer here. The definition of success is different from person to person, from time to time. Because a person's goals at any given moment in life are unique, success could mean becoming a billionaire to him. Success could mean freedom to pursue a creative life to her. Success could mean traveling the world at 35. Success could mean finishing the marathon in under 3 hours. Success can mean absolutely anything to anyone. So I thought about this question and how I might answer it. In my 20s, I'd say it was a famous designer in the industry. In my 30s, I'd say it was someone who had figured out a perfect work-life balance. And now in my 40s, I'd say it's someone who understands the incredible value of failing, who is open to see the flip side of things, who is gentle to themselves, who is clear on how they want to connect with the world and going after it. What I've come to understand so far is that the positives are not always good, and the negatives are not necessarily terrible. Without loss, I wouldn't have gained more meaningful experiences. Without failures, I wouldn't have the success in learning from them. I think what's more important is if we get to work on things that matter to us, not just the things that people praise us with, but the things that make us go into a flow, that we're willing to experience failure after failure just to hone our craft, that we're unleashing full curiosity and tenacity to repeat the process until we build our personal style. Sometimes they are our career. Sometimes they are our hobbies, side projects, and secret passion. To me, it's not about how the world measures us, but how close we stay true to ourselves, so that we realize each experience is irreplaceable, and success is but a string of failures along the journey of becoming ourselves. Without the experiences, failures, losses, setbacks, we wouldn't grow to reach that eventual feeling of success, or better yet, arrival. I'm curious, what is your most recent failure, and what have you learned from it? Next time, I will share some thoughts around empathy. If you'd like to hear more, please subscribe and turn on your notifications. I am beyond excited to go on this journey with you.